Hello, welcome to the Joyful Living series. The secular world we are in emphasizes the individual in so strong terms that the culture of focusing on oneself is fast developing to that point where acknowledging the other is becoming a burden for some people. Everyone wants his or her importance to be recognized. Everyone wants to be at the front seat, have his or her achievements be the topic of important discussions, and be respected by all and sundry. But there is one thing we often seem to forget, and that is where we are today in society is a collective effort of people who helped us here and there on our way in life. Imagine what your life would be if there were no parents, teachers, guardians, mentors, and even good colleagues to cross your path, encourage and motivate you, and play some significant roles in your life at some point. When a person becomes successful in anything, you can tell how egoistic or grateful a person that he or she is by noting how the person speaks about the people who played significant roles in that success. An egoistic person will do everything to attribute every success to him or herself while degrading what others did in the process. While a grateful person will use every opportunity to acknowledge those who played roles in that success. And that makes a great difference. Acknowledging others who have played positive roles in your life or career is important both for you and for the person. It awakens your sense of recognition and portrays you as someone who is humble, appreciative, understanding, encouraging, and positive towards others. You are seen in a positive light as someone dependable to see and promote the quality and talents in others and accord them the necessary help to improve on who they are. Acknowledging others can make them feel more motivated and positive towards repeating the same behavior and improving on it. It gives them a sense of worth and fulfillment. Acknowledging others in public can be the very best gift you can give to them. When leaders acknowledge the efforts of their subjects in public, they are motivated to increase their loyalty, dedication, and are willing to make greater sacrifices to ensure the success of their organization. Similar things happen in families, relationships, and wherever people look up to others for support. When parents acknowledge the effort their children make to develop their talents, they are encouraged to work harder on them. People whose efforts are often acknowledged are far more disposed to improve on them than those who are criticized for the errors they make. The Bible is filled with verses that encourage acknowledgement of God's graces, mercy, and love, but as well God's acknowledgement of the effort of his servants. When God rebuked Miriam and Aaron for speaking against Moses, He acknowledged the position of Moses before them as someone he relates closer with than anyone else. He said, "Listen to my words. When there is a prophet among you, I, the Lord, reveal myself to them in vision. I speak to them in dreams. But this is not true of my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my house. With him I speak face to face, clearly, and not in riddles. He sees the form of the Lord. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses?" And the Bible said, the anger of the Lord burned against them, and he left them. That incident changed the manner they related to Moses. Similarly, God's open acknowledgement of David as a man after his heart colors every discussion about David. You can point out all the errors that David committed, but acknowledgement of his actions is all that matters. Now look at what Jesus said to Paul after he had remained steadfast in bearing witness to Jesus in Jerusalem. Acts chapter 23 verse 11 notes, "The following night the Lord stood by him and said, 'Take courage, for as you have testified to the facts about me in Jerusalem, so you must testify also in Rome.'" That acknowledgement of Paul's effort was all he needed to remain steadfast in preaching the gospel in the midst of persecution, even until death. When we acknowledge people, we appreciate, encourage, strengthen, and motivate them. But more importantly, we become better ourselves. Do not forget, we are social animals. No one is an island. Whatever good we set in motion has a way of coming back to us. Besides, acknowledging others does not take anything away from us. Rather, it places us in good relationship with them. Here are some of the ways acknowledging people benefits you. It enables you to create a safe, welcoming, and caring environment. People feel more relaxed and comfortable with people who show that they value their worth and inputs. That encourages them to share more of their ideas and to suggest ways of improvement, knowing that their contributions are appreciated. Homes and relationships where people are acknowledged for their contribution experience less stress in relation to the effort they make. They experience non-tense communication, cordial and healthier attitude towards one another. Praise and acknowledgement have a way of generating positive energy in a group, team, and among people. You instill confidence in those who acknowledge their efforts, and this leads to greater creativity, willingness to explore and take calculated risk. Innovations and self-improvements are highly encouraged by acknowledgement of the talent and the possibility there is for the persons. When you acknowledge people, they feel loved and appreciated. You encourage sincerity and openness in them towards yourself, even without expressly asking for them. Acknowledging people shouldn't just be a tool to achieve a given goal. Rather, it should be developed as a habit and gradually made an intrinsic attribute of our daily exchanges with the people around us. One interesting fact is that acknowledging people is not difficult. Sometimes it can be much simpler and easier than we thought. With social media, it has become much easier to communicate our thoughts and feelings on different platforms. Just a few well-chosen words put across at the right time can do the magic. And you will be surprised at the positive effects those well-chosen words can produce. May we understand the importance of acknowledging people in our lives, knowing that such attitude benefits all of us in the end. Thanks for watching.